there is a surprise connection between Brian and Jace that I felt would have been more. There was going to be a bigger confrontation and maybe between the two at the end. And I mean, I don't know. I just kind of felt like there was going to be a bigger resolution to it.
Yeah, agree.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, I think, well, I agree completely. That was my biggest thing that I think could have been expanded on, and then I could have completely done without her relationship with her mother. I think that could have been touched on without really involving the mother as a character in the story.
But it provided for a few laughs.
It did provide for a few laughs, for sure.
Especially at the end.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So it kind of wrapped up pretty well.
Okay, what was your favorite scene or moment, or both? Okay, my favorite sexual scene.
She linked closely to the mic.
I mean, I'm transcribing this. Would be the first scene between Jace, Aggie, and Eric. That was pretty hot, but a close second as far as the sex scenes go would be the second scene with Eric, Jace, and Aggie. That was pretty hot also. And then my favorite moment, really made me, I think my favorite moment was Jace telling her he loved her.
Yeah, because that was
pretty big.
That was a slow burn.
That was a slow burn, and that was a big moment for Jace.
Yeah,
it showed his. It showed him in a more this whole book, he's a pretty vulnerable character. You could see he's a pretty vulnerable guy, but I think that he allowed himself to feel that feeling. Finally, he accepted it, and he allowed himself to feel that. So I think that was like the biggest moment for me. Other than the sex scenes, because they were smoking hot.
That is a very, very big moment. I would say my favorite moments that did not involve penis. Just want to start. That did not involve the peen. I mean, that was big, and I loved it. I really loved when the band, and particularly Eric, started really pulling Jace in and showing them how much they did validate him, how much they did, when they're making music together, and, Eric's acknowledges that Jace is, the best bassist, one of the best bassists in the world. I really, really love that. And my favorite sexual scene is definitely both that you mentioned. The first one especially, I loved them both. I think the first one especially, we hadn't seen Eric up close and personal since book 1 when he held Myrna for Brian, and so it was nice to see some involvement from Eric again, because he is he brings a lot of humor to that, but he also, I'm just fucking this up royally. Anyway, I really like the scenes in which Eric gets to participate. Yes. I can't even. I really want to talk about where he sticks stuff, but I can't.
I wouldn't. That will be too spoilery.
I know, but I really.
That was a big moment.
I know. I did like when he was like, "Your balls are touching my balls." So same sexual was the same as you, because I did like seeing Eric.
Yes, we do like seeing.
You can't watch us.
She's I think I skipped.
This.
Did I
What?
skip?
No, I'm just going to sit here and make it.
Please
No,
go.
I don't feel that.
Okay, so how do we feel? I think I went out of order. How do we feel about the group dynamic, which you just kind of touched on a little bit, but what do you,
I loved it. I loved how it was like everybody else and then Jace. But that was partially Jace's fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a tight group of guys like that, together for years, you have to, they have a long-standing history. But anyway, I loved how they really brought Jason to the fold, and yeah, they're like brothers. They're funny. They get on each other's nerves. They hate each other. They're always teasing the other about not having any sex. So yeah, I really like that there's no groupies anymore. Like at this point, you don't have a lot of groupies,
mm-hmm.
and I like that because I don't like groupies.
Yeah. Well, I think my favorite thing about the group dynamic changing in this book was that it really felt like they came together as a whole group this time in this book. Like I guess I felt like in the first few books that it was, each guy kind of had their own life separate from the band, and while they still have that in this book, I felt like they became more of like a family unit in this book.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's taking care of everybody.
Yeah, so I think that was my favorite thing about the group. Okay, here we go. In order, the center you would like to bone.
You're first.
My order would be, this might surprise you actually. My order would be Brian, Jace, Eric, Ced, and Trey.
Why Eric? I'm surprised. I mean,
I don't know. I think he's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
And until this book, my order was different. But
what was your order before?
My order before would have been Brian, Jace, Trey, Eric, Ced.
I'm going to be hard pressed to. Now, my number one would either be Brian or Ced, and I know that's an unpopular place. Ced really rubs a lot of people the wrong way, but it happens to rub me the right way. Yeah. And so I would be, I like my men aggressive.
You need somebody to take a leadership
I
role.
do. I'm not comfortable being the leader. I'm not. We can include that too. I don't care. Okay, so, can I have... God. Okay. It's really surprising. I would think that Trey would be near the top, but really, I would go for Ced, Brian, Jace, Eric, and Trey. Because
I'm surprised.
Yeah. What did you think I would say?
I thought you would say. Well, I figured Brian and Ced would be in the top two, but then I thought Trey would be your third. And then maybe Jace, and then Eric.
I just don't like competition for men.
Me neither. I can't compete with it.
Don't get me wrong. Trey is fantastic, and I love. Like, he would probably be my favorite to hang out with.
Mm-hmm. He would be a great buddy.
It's hard enough to fight off all the women groupies,
right?
Let alone the men
groupies.
So yeah,
exactly.
In that way. Yeah, my list is surprising. I'll probably be like one of the only people to say Ced. That'd be my number one choice.
No, I don't think. I think there are
Really?
people that like said. I think that a lot of the people that like Jacob.
See,
But for
Jacob's
me,
my favorite.
but he's not. See, I like Gabe.
Mhm.
Gabe, and then Jacob. I'm not crazy about Adam. I mean, I liked him, but
He's got a lot of baggage.
he would probably be at the bottom of my list out of those boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Hot ticket in 5 words.
And that's funny, sad, sexy, pain, and pleasure.
Okay. Hot ticket for me would be sad, sexy, tragic, funny, and love.
Very good.
Burp. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How long was that?
20.